As many of you know, I created a card game called Sopio with my cousin Alex, and from the start we've had the element cards in, and they were fine. Pretty much from then, with deck 2, everyone's been giving me grief about the elements. They're not real elements. With deck 3, everyone's like, oh, element light and element dark aren't real elements. And it's really annoyed me. Now that we've released deck 4 and an elements booster, and this t-shirt, now that you can buy all of these, I think it's about time you'll recognise that they're all real elements. I'm going to prove to you that they are in fact all real elements. I've got with me someone who epitomises you. She will be the voice of the voiceless. I'm going to persuade her that all the elements are in fact real elements, and when I do, you all have to believe me. Emma, are you ready? Here are all the elements, so that's for you.
Elements.
When I persuade you, cross them off. I mean, we'll start with the obvious ones. Fire, water, earth and wind. You can just cross those out right now, yeah. Ether is a Greek element.
Right.
It's right here, if you don't believe. I can literally show you. You can go onto Wikipedia and go classical element and you can see it right there. Ether is a Greek element. Wood and metal, both Chinese elements.
I have no proof. You've just told
They're
me.
right here. That's proof. Just cross them off.
Okay.
And perfectly, void is a Japanese element.
What?
Void is a Japanese element. And these are all the classical elements by each culture. I mean, it's not my fault if you're racist and you don't believe it. Is it?
Don't make me out to be a racist.
I mean, you're the one that's not believing it. In the 7 chakras, which are the 5 elements shared by both Hinduism and Buddhism, and an extra 2 elements, light and dark are one of them, so you can cross away for those out. The chart of the Wiccan elements of nature, spirit is the 5th element. I've got proof right here.
I know, I'll just prove everyone wrong.
Yeah. In Avatar, The Last Airbender, okay? You know the show? They bend the elements. That's their whole thing. It's manipulation of the 4 elements. A really good firebender can also bend electric, and a really good waterbender can bend ice. They actually have ice bending and electric bending.
Wouldn't it just break?
They don't literally bend it. It's not like they get a pole of ice and go. I mean, but they could, because they can manipulate the element that is ice.
I can understand ice more than void.
I've proved void already, so in which case, cross off ice and electric. You've just argued yourself into accepting it. But now that you've accepted cartoons, we'll move on to crystal. In Naruto, they basically do elemental ninjutsu, and one of these rare and specialised forms of elemental ninjutsu is crystal. So, for stone as well, earthbenders in Avatar can bend stone.
Doing well.
I am doing well. I've so far crossed off 15 of the 20 elements. In this game Doodle Devil, been downloaded millions of times, they have a category which is elements. It's there, you can see. And one of the elements in there is lava.
Yes. Thanks.
Away you go. Steam and ash are in there. If I just bring up the definitions of steam and ash, you'll see how I'm going to cross off smoke. The definition of steam is basically to give off vapour, and the definition of ash, the powdery residue left after burning a substance. The definition of smoke, visible vapour, typically emitted from burning a substance. So it is literally steam and ash is smoke.
So you have made your own element? Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
That is not correct. I've used the definitions of ash and steam.
Yeah, but you've
made
merged them together.
I've used the definitions to create a more user-friendly term. In Mortal Kombat, they have elemental ninjas, and one of them is called smoke. I tried to give you the easy dictionary definition, and you had to complain.
I'm not having this one.
Cross it off. What more proof do you want?
That's a name.
That's because his power is that he can turn into smoke. Good. Captain Atom, which is a DC comic book character, they had a story arc which was the War of the Elementals. Captain Atom, whose power is basically atomic absorption and atomic blast, so basically nuclear energy, and like if you cut him he emits radiation, he is known as a quantum elemental. So DC Comics, who are a massive comic book company, and clearly more research than I've had time to do, called him a quantum elemental.
I don't know how you're going to bullshit your way through heart.
In China, the elements are understood to be different types of energy. So in fact, energy is all of the elements. I can't find my actual source for it, so that's the best I could do.
I'm just gonna...
So basically we're left with heart. Now, have you ever heard of the cartoon series Captain Planet? Have you ever watched the film The Fifth Element? The Fifth Element stars Bruce Willis, and the idea is that they have the 4 elements, and then the 5th element is love. and heart. And in Captain Planet, they have to combine all the elements, and they're like fire, water, earth, wind, and then one of them's like heart. So Captain Planet uses heart as an element, and you have to accept cartoons because you already have. So there we go. Definitive proof. All 20 of these are in fact elements. What do you think? A bit of colour? Make a nice poster?
Sell out.
SopioCast.com